A guy goes back to his past and falls in love with himself before transitioning. Even weirder, she gives birth to her own child, but the baby gets stolen by a mysterious person and sent back to the orphanage where she grew up in 1945, and her bizarre life starts right here. When she was young, she was already unusual. She never got sick and never went to the hospital. At 5 years old, Jane could smash a car headlight with one punch. Her body was way stronger than other kids her age, and she could even knock out boys easily. She was also super smart. She'd focus on drawing in class, but when the teacher asked her questions, she could answer them right off the bat. She was quiet and couldn't fit in with other kids, so everyone saw her as a weirdo, and no one wanted to adopt her. The sadness from being abandoned made her stop looking in the mirror. She didn't want to see her own sad self, and later, she even forgot what she looked like. But her uniqueness brought her a chance. Robert from NASA noticed Jane and got her to join the astronaut partner selection. During the dizziness test, the girl next to her felt sick and threw up, but Jane actually felt comfortable. In the later physical test, after running for 2 hours, the other girls collapsed, but Jane still breathed steadily and looked totally at ease. But her great performance made others jealous. During those months of testing, Jane always had the top scores, so everyone ganged up on her. She gave the lead girl a good lesson, but right then, Jane, who'd never been to the hospital before, was found to have a health problem that would get her disqualified. Robert covered up the truth and fired her for fighting. She didn't get why she was in this mess. She was just defending herself. Robert promised to beg the committee and told her to wait for a call back, but for now, she just had to make ends meet, so she took a job as a cheap babysitter. By chance, she fell in love with reading romance magazines to pass the time, and at night, she even took etiquette classes to show the committee she'd changed. One rainy night after class, she accidentally ran into the man who would ruin her life, and was shocked to find their thoughts were exactly the same. This handsome, rich man made her feel a warmth she'd never felt before, but one day, he suddenly disappeared, and she got abandoned again. Jane got back to a quiet life, but a surprise suddenly came. Robert said they weren't actually from NASA. They were a secret government agency. They wanted to recruit special people like her. No family, no past, no ties to the future, plus quick on their feet and with a great memory to do complicated work. Jane saw hope for her future, but then she found out she was pregnant, and that bright future slipped away again. Soon after, she gave birth to a baby girl and was determined to raise her well. She didn't want the baby to go through the same orphanage life she had. But the doctor brought shocking news. She had 2 sets of underdeveloped reproductive organs inside her. Even though her female organs could get her pregnant, she had heavy bleeding during childbirth, so the doctor had to remove her uterus and ovaries. Now, she could only become a man through gender reassignment surgery. Another rare tragedy came. The baby was her only comfort. But 2 weeks later, the baby was stolen, and Jane's last hope was taken away. She had the surgery and became a man completely. The weird thing was, every time he looked at his current self, he'd think of that heartless guy who ruined his life. What was even harder was that he didn't know how to live as a man.